better than Tony Villani himself, the guru, speed guru.
The thing is to get you faster, not to always kill you.
So you're going to compete, you're going to get better, and you're going to be pushed.
We had never seen a trainer do the same exact elite workout that we had done.
I better show them that I can do it better than them was my thing.
Tony, thank you so much for being here with us today. Can you start off just by telling us who you are and what it is that you do, just in the most simple form?
Well, I started this whole experience with XPE Sports really started in 1999 at Chris Carter's FAST program, and I started up my own business in 2002, XPE Sports.
Well, from the beginning, you know, his application was totally different than anyone else. And then when you match the personality with the application, like he was really excited about the science of sports training.
And I kind of became known back then of working out with the players while training them.
Sometimes you see a trainer and the trainer don't even do the workout with the guy. You know what I'm saying? The trainer be like, go do this. And then as soon as he go out there, especially a guy like Tony, short guy and short legs, you like, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing. And boom, he just turn it on and his feet just so twitchy. And he go out there and he gets on the ladder and faster than I can do it.
And I loved it. Like going to work was just getting to compete with the best athletes in the world. And if you beat them at it, which was my goal, I could teach them why I beat them at it. And then after you taught them the techniques of how did this little white guy beat you at this, right? And you teach it, and within 2 weeks they're blowing by you, and it kind of makes you feel good that they just didn't know what they were doing. They were working all off their raw athletic ability instead of techniques that are honestly, I think, pretty simple.
So you mentioned before that you're not just speed training, you're not just, you know, focused so much on technique, but also you have the post career and off season and leadership training that you do. Like how does that work? How do you go about doing that?
So for the NFL Combine, these guys have been told, you know, they get a Combine invite, they're making the NFL. That's the first thing I throw out of their heads. 70% of the Combine invites get drafted. 70%. So 1/3 of you are not going to get drafted. And the only way you're guaranteed 1 or 2 years in the NFL normally is if you get drafted. And then that's all you're guaranteed. Now, if you're a second round pick, you maybe get 2 to 3. First round pick, probably 4 or 5. So we go over the inflow of every year 300 drafted. If 300 get drafted each year and never get cut, in 4 years the whole NFL is replenished. So they're going to keep the top 20%, the cream of the crop, in year 5 through 10, and the rest of the 80% are these first, second, and third year players that they replenish. So we have to teach them that and then teach them about money.
He looks at the future of our years of the NFL and other things as well, like financial advising, financial planning, bring guys in to kind of, you know, help us evaluate our money and help us plan and, you know, help us not go broke.
The kids that we get going for the draft, they think instant millions, instant millions, instant millions. They don't understand $600,000, half of it taxed to the government, $300,000, you're spending $20,000 a month to live in 2 cities, you got no money saved after year 1. You know, you're out of the league in 4 or 5 years. The regular person says, oh, this guy's dumb and lost all his money. He just never really made enough. So that's why I tell the younger guys we train, we'll get you in the NFL by getting you fast, then you believe us, and then you got to come back and train for off season. And then we listen to you when you make it to year 5 to 8. So we won't put a jersey up in our facility unless if you've been in the league over 8 years and trained with us all 8 years, or you've made a Pro Bowl or won a Super Bowl before year 6. So we want guys to kind of treat their jersey on the wall as, oh, Tony didn't want my jersey on the wall to look cool. He wanted the jersey on the wall because he made an impact in our life.
Tony, I gotta ask you about the Shredmill Man. How did you come up with that idea? Like what is it even? It's
the simplest thing ever. So you got to train speed inside if it's hot out. You got to train speed inside if it's cold out. You got to train speed inside if you don't have any space. The only way to do that's on a treadmill. The only problem with treadmills is they move underneath you. Okay? Then they brought out these curved treadmills. The problem with those, if you ask anyone, I was screaming 10 years ago, tells you to reach forward, strike in front of your body to get that belt moving. Because hitting a downhill portion of a belt gets it moving, and then it brings you into upright position, and then after about 5 to 6 seconds of running incorrectly on it, it puts you in top speed maintenance. Okay, that's not football, that's not 40. We want to learn how to explode and create force and pick up speed the whole time. So I patented a continuous hill adjustment on a manual treadmill 10 years ago, patented a progressive magnetic resistance system. So now we can create any hill, which is great, and we can create any sled resistance, which is great. But we set up the patented resistance system so 3 to 5 steps you can get to 60 to 80% of your max V, and that's where speed is made. And people don't understand that. When people run a 40 at 25 miles an hour, they get to 15 miles an hour in the first 5 yards. They spend the next 35 yards getting the next 10 miles an hour. So really training that explosive force into your form and doing it inside and tracking it, seeing how guys are responding or not, supersetting it with leg training, because leg power is acceleration power. So it's so easy. We call it get fast, fast. It's not hard. One thing I'm most proud of is who's purchased them. So Anquan Boldin was our first purchaser in year 7 or 8 of his career, played 14 years. Mark Ingram was our second purchaser. Kareem Jackson was our third purchaser. Now all these guys played 13 to 15 years. Gerard Mayo, now the head coach, bought one for his last 2 seasons in New England. I hadn't trained Gerard since the NFL Combine, from when he went 3rd to 1st round back in 2008. But he called me like in 2014, get me a Shredmill up here, trying to play another year or 2. Eric Berry bought 2. Travis Kelce just bought 1. So it's like, it's a who's who of almost Hall of Famers or 15-year NFL vets, all 100 starts, that bought one and know the importance of it. And recently, people thought it was a fad, but we've sold over 100 now to private facilities in high schools, and they're really seeing, I call it, how easy speed is.